Judge Bowman, and you also have one before Judge Lynch. And let me remind you of that one. That was one where back in last year, Peter Kretz brought an action for arbitration concerning the 2015 election. The arbitrator found in favor of Peter Kretz, and the board of directors in 2015, these board of directors decided to bring a trial de novo, which is a fancy word for an appeal. So the arbitrator up in Tallahassee ruled in favor of Mr. Kretz.
Non-final order.
Non-final order. The association, your board of directors, brought this appeal before Judge Lynch. Just for a minute. Now, you may have seen the order. The order is of public record. So on December 7th of 2015, your circuit court Judge Lynch, after hearing argument from Mr. Kretz's attorney and from your board's attorneys, Judge Lynch found in favor that Mr. Kretz had no jurisdiction to bring the original arbitration and ordered, as a prevailing party, to pay back your attorney's fees that were used to defend and to prosecute the case. And actually, currently, on June 13th, there's an attorney fee hearing where this board here, through the attorneys, will go before Judge Lynch and ask Judge Lynch to reimburse and pay all of the attorney's fees.
To get an amount.
Right.
It's already determined reimbursement.
Right. The entitlement is already there in the December 7th order. It's to determine the amount. The judge will determine if it's 80, 70, 100, whatever the judge will determine, then those monies will go back into your kitty for the attorney's fees that were paid. So that case, and by the way, in case you probably read about it, so Peter Kretz then, through his attorneys, appealed Judge Lynch. Basically, you say, you're wrong, Judge, and we're going to prove it. And he appealed it, and just so you know, last week, the appeal was dismissed by the 4th DCA out of West Palm Beach. So there's an appeal, it's over, the appeal's over. The hearing for attorney's fees is June 13th. You all are welcome to go. I think it's at 2:30 in the afternoon. So that's Judge Lynch. So you have those three, and then you have Judge Howery that tomorrow is speaking to about where there's the emergency. The judge determined that it was an emergency to have this hearing, and he allowed an hour-and-a-half hearing to go for about 8, I think we were there till 8 o'clock at night. And he made a ruling because he was concerned, and that order is public record, you probably have seen it around the community. The judge, one of the things, he was concerned with, where's your $3 million? What's going on with this money? Okay, so over the last couple of weeks, we've asked for the records, we've asked, now, come to find out that the individuals who had this meeting on March 2nd opened up bank accounts. You all don't even know where all of your money is because M&M is not forthcoming. M&M is saying, excuse me, if you know, just write it down and I'll let you speak at the end. M&M has said, oh, we're not aware of any other accounts. Banco Popular is all we're aware of. And here's one with TD Bank. Y'all didn't have an account with TD Bank last year. That was just opened in the last couple of months. We don't know if there's a second TD Bank or another one with a different Bank of America. No one knows, but we're still, as of today actually, we started getting April statements from M&M. Actually, through the attorney for M&M, sent us the bank statements and some of the financials just for April. We haven't even had a chance to look through them very closely, but that's where we are. And I want to explain to you this. You have an attorney named Gerald Collins. He represents, if you were here at the meeting on February 29th, he spoke and he said he represented Peter Kretz individually. and the board allowed him as well as Mr. Arnoff to speak. But in the case, I just want to tell you so you know who the players are. So in the case of Judge Bowman, that's the Palmer 2 versus 5 of the members. The attorney for Palmer 2 is Gerald Collins. The attorney for the 5 will be a law firm the insurance company pays. So just keep that in mind. So Gerald Collins represents the Palmer 2 with Judge Bowman. Judge Lynch, as you know, Gerald Collins represents Peter Kretz. And Judge Perlman, Gerald Collins represents Peter Kretz as well as Joseph O'Neill. And the reason why Tamar passed this to me for a moment is that in the case before Judge Howery,
Gerald Collins represents M&M.
Gerald Collins filed, now Shendell and Associates on behalf of your board filed this emergency motion for injunctive relief. Gerald Collins on behalf of Palmer 2, which is the plaintiff, which is Shendell and Associates, a law firm, Gerald Collins filed a motion to dismiss on behalf of the plaintiff. Gerald Collins, during the hearing of April 7th, stood up and said to Judge Howery, I'm going to be co-counsel for M&M. So, if you can follow me, you've got Gerald Collins putting a motion to dismiss as a plaintiff. You've got Gerald Collins putting in a motion, or actually saying, I'm co-counsel for the defendant, M&M. And then, further, and these are all public records, you have Gerald Collins on behalf of Peter Kretz and 3 other individuals as a motion to intervene. So basically, that is a motion saying, Judge Howery, Gerald Collins on behalf of these 4 people want to intervene. So you've got Gerald Collins representing the plaintiff in his filed action, defendant, as well as the interveners. He represents all 3 parties. So anyways, that case is still going through. We just filed a few motions yesterday, actually on Friday, a motion to disqualify Gerald Collins and his law firm. And when the judge will be having that hearing, when the judge gives us a date, and the judge will make a determination if Gerald Collins and his firm can represent all 3 parties or what Judge Howery will decide to do. We also filed a motion for a determination. Let Judge Howery decide if the meeting, on February 29th, if the election was properly postponed. And Judge Howery, that motion was filed on Friday. We'll have a special set right by Shendell and Associates. You're more than welcome to come when that hearing is set, as well as a motion to disqualify. So those are the 2 motions that are out there, and you're all the more than welcome to come down, listen, so this way you can get the true facts as to, there's no spin. You can hear what Judge Howery has to say. You can hear what anyone has to testify to. You can hear what any of the legal arguments, and then you can make your own decision, and you can agree or disagree with Judge Howery. So, as a matter of fact, one further step, I believe Peter Kretz, through Gerald Collins, has filed an appeal against Judge Howery.
No, M&M did.
Oh, M&M,
Through
sorry.
Gerald Collins.
Through Gerald Collins, filed an appeal saying that Judge Howery made a mistake and should never have entered this emergency motion. So, if the appeal goes forward, you'll get the results, and that's all public record. So,
who are you representing?
what's that?
Who's Shendell representing? How many people is Shendell
Palmer
representing?
2.
Palmer 2,
Corporation.
your board
Only.
of directors.
You're not representing the board of directors. They're getting their own lawyer for the 5 people are
That's
getting their own
correct.
lawyer.
Correct,
Okay.
that would be
Is
a
there an
conflict
issue
of
is there an issue with one lawyer? There obviously is because you filed motion.
Well, the Judge Howery will make that decision.
Okay.
Right. We bring it to his attention, and the judge will say, no problem, you can represent all 3 parties. You can sit in 3 chairs, and you can argue amongst yourself. whatever he wants to do, but there'll be a decision, and then you all would, all of you will see what his ruling is. As I mentioned, there are 2 letters up here. I'd like, hopefully, all of you to take them. They are from the board to all of you fellow unit owners. It has not been easy. We attempted numerous times through M&M to get the electronic emails so we can send out information, but I think they gave it to us in paper form, so it has to be all inputted. But you'll be getting all the information, and and hopefully that'll, there are some backup, you'll see that there's actually copies of checks that just in the last month or so, if I may for a moment, for instance, there's checks for 2 checks for $50,000 each of Palmier 2 money that was given to Gerald Collins and his law firm. Okay, this is money, and it said advance, and I'm just looking at the records as we got them. March 22nd, 2016, K Bender for $50,000, and it says advanced retainer agreement. So
It was passed by the imposter board. We were all there.
We were all
So-
We were there for that.
Okay.
So,
well, anyways,
it was public knowledge.
that's okay.
Okay, I
So-
just want you to know that.
That's fine. So you got $100,000 with K Bender. If you want, I guess, to let them keep it. Right. I'll get to
Well,
that.
there's-
So anyways, we've, on behalf of the board, the owners have asked for your $100,000 back. So we will be waiting and seeing what happens in the near future if you get your $100,000 back. If you don't, hold on, if you don't, you don't. If you